Alright, more Phantom Rage cards. This time, Datascape has become a full archetype, so let's begin. So first off, let's start off with the main deck monsters, where they all have the same special summon effect, where if they're in your hand, you can target one Datascape card you control. For the rest of the turn, you cannot special summon any monsters other than 3 stars or more, and then send one Datascape card with a different card type from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon it. Then they all have some unique effect depending on the card that you summon. So, Datascape Lady Ruru, which is a level 3 Wind Psychic Tuner with 16 attack and 600 defense, lets you add one Datascape card with a different card type from the targeted card and the sent card type from your deck to the graveyard. Savant Lao Lao is a level 6 Wind Psychic Tuner with 0 attack and 24 defense, with its unique effect of special summoning one Datascape monster from your graveyard with a different name from the sent card that you put at the graveyard in defense position with its effects negated. GGG is an Earth Worm that is a level 3, 1000 attack, 16 defense with its unique effect that during the end phase of the turn you can add one Datascape monster from your graveyard to your hand, except itself. And Quinlinlin is a level 6 Earth Worm monster with 18 attack and 600 defense with its unique effect to send one Datascape card with a different card type from the targeted card and the sent card to the graveyard. So all of them have unique ways of putting cards to the graveyard or putting them to your hand or recycling stuff, with quite an interesting summoning condition focusing on different card types altogether. But I could say so far it actually looks quite interesting, and that each unique effect that it has is based on what situation you're in at times. And now to the big bosses themselves. Our first one is Datascape Fox Xing Xing, level 9 Wind Psychic Synchro with 28 attack and 24 defense, 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuners, and its effect is any cards that are sent to the graveyard from the field are banished instead. Basically Macros Cosmos. Second effect, when a monster you control declares an attack, you can return one banished monster to the graveyard. Most of the time you want to send yours back. Third effect, during your main phase, except during the turn that this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish 2 other monsters with different original types and attributes from your graveyard and special summon this card from your graveyard. Oh great, this card has a resurrection ability, so you get a 28k beat stick each turn. And you can also return monsters back to your graveyard as well, which is actually part of its playstyle. Next for the Exceeds, Datascape Shell GG. Rank 3, Earth Worm, 1000 attack, 24 defense, requires 2 or more level 3 monsters, and its effect is, once per turn you can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 monster you control. It cannot be destroyed by battle until the end of the opponent's next turn. Too bad it's only by battle. If it's by card effects along with it, it would have been much better. Second effect, once per turn, after damage calculation, if this card battled an opponent's monster, and there are 2 or more monsters with the same original type and attribute in your graveyard, you can banish that opponent's monster. So this offers an okay protection, but this card is still decent to run as a 1-of, if not 2, because by battle protection can still be pretty helpful. For the big Exceed monster, we got Datascape Phoenix Feng Feng. Rank 6 Earth Worm, 26 attack, 2000 defense, requires 2 or more level 6 monsters, and its effect is, once per turn you can detach 2 materials from this card, then target 1 card your opponents control and 1 card from a graveyard and banish them. Straight up banish. That's obviously good. Second effect, if this Exceed summon card is destroyed by an opponent's attacking monster or by their card effect, you can special summon 2 Datascape monsters with the same original types and attributes from your deck, and this effect can only be used once per turn. Of course it always has to be destroyed by your opponent somehow, right? Nonetheless, I think it's a pretty good card for its first effect. Being able to banish 1 card on your opponent's field and 1 card in the graveyard can be very destructive, and it's also generic. And now to the spells. Our first card is a normal spell, Datascape Capital Julong. You can only activate 1 of these per turn, and its effect is, place 1 Datascape card from your deck face up on your spell and trap card zone, then activate the listed below effects based on how many Datascape gate cards you control. 2 or more Datascape monsters you control gain 200 attack for the rest of the turn. 3 or more, send the top 3 cards from your deck to the graveyard. 4 or more, special summon up to 4 Datascape monsters with different names from your extra deck. The 3 and 4 effect are the only good ones in my opinion. The 200 attack buff is not much and barely helps. But being able to mill the top 3 cards from your deck just for more Datascape cards to put in your graveyard will be very helpful since you could have a lot of graveyard involving effects. Next, a continuous spell, Datascape Gate Kulong, and its effect is you can banish one Datascape card from your graveyard, then target one face-up monster on the field, negates the effect until the end of turn. Second effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard and add one Datascape monster from your deck to your hand, then send one card from your hand to the graveyard, and each effect can only be used once per turn. First off, monster negations for every turn is actually really strong, especially when you're sending a bunch of Datascape cards to the graveyard. You're not going to have a hard time playing this effect. Especially itself, where you could actually easily send it to the graveyard due to your monster's special summon effects. And finally to the traps, and our only trap card, Datascape Gate Juki. It's a continuous trap and its effect is, you can target one face-up card on the field, shuffle 2 of your banished Datascape cards with different names into your deck, and destroy that target. Recycling is nice, especially when you're going to be sending a lot of them to the graveyard. Second effect, during your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Datascape monster you control, have it either gain or lose 3 stars, and each effect can only be used once per turn. Seeing this trap with a star manipulation makes me think that there's going to be a level 12 synchro monster. Not only that, it makes you be able to summon extra deck cards a lot much easier. So that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and it's been a while since there's been a Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetype reveal, so it feels kind of refreshing to do one of these again. Now tell me what you guys think about Datascape. I think it's an interesting playstyle revolving around monster types and banishing and recycling. It's quite a lot of stuff, but interesting nonetheless.